Dispatch from the 1600 metre marker. Hard to play, Sir David Baird is at the rail. Reich has now run up into second. Then comes the Dazzler. No pace on at this stage. Reich is strong with the rider. Then Gat Henshaw, Scrabble, Drachluin and Cat's Legacy about 6 lengths top to tail. Sir David Baird leads it by a length. Reich is strong back in second and Hard to play is at the rail third. They are followed by the Dazzler, then Scrabble, Gat Henshaw, Drachluin and Cat's Legacy trails about 7 lengths off the leader. 1,000 metres to go and they're going very slowly up front. Sir David Baird sets his own fractions. Riker is second, Hard to play at the rail third. Then the Dazzler with the black cap, Scrabble between the two. Gat Henshaw's near the rail, then Drachluin and Cat's Legacy's the trailer about 6 or 7 lengths off the lead. As they move towards the 600 metre marker, Sir David Baird leads it. On the outside, Riker. Third place, the Dazzler. Hard to plays at the rail. Then Scrabble, Drachluin, Gat Henshaw and Cat's Legacy. Top of the lane, Sir David Baird now to quicken it up. Riker's on the outside. Hard to plays at the rail. Towards the outside of that is Scrabble. Sir David Baird still under the hands. Riker. Scrabble's trying to run on and towards the outside of that the Dazzler. But Sir David Baird's going too strong and Sir David Baird will win. Practically from wire to win by 4. Riker second, Drachluin third, maybe Gat Henshaw fourth. Number 3, Sir David Baird, practically from coast to coast and just under the hands, no stick required, and the Dynasty wins it. Gavin Larena, only runner for Mike de Kock here in KwaZulu-Natal today, and Sir David Baird wins it. Set at own fraction, controlled the pace, they didn't go quick, and ends up winning by about 4. Riker was strong in the early stages, runs second. Drachluin will run into third. If we can just go back for that fourth position, I think Gat Henshaw on the far side runs fourth, and nearest us the Dazzler, so that one's closed. Then Hard to play, Scrabble and Cat's Legacy. Sir David Baird led all the way practically, as I say, and you'll see Gavin, he still got it under the hands, and then he just asked for it to quicken up. Obviously still very green and learning the game, but Sir David Baird 1 or 2 flicks down the neck, and he rushes away to win it. Bred by Shively Stud for the Rat Race, and ends up at 2:30, the tote favourite. Back to the studio.
Well, number 3, Sir David Baird is taking his racing well and coming along nicely. Well done to Mike de Kock, who I mentioned is in town, teaming up with Gavin Larena. We got Mrs. Costa on course representing Vaughan from Shively Stud. And well done to Mr. and Mrs. Rattray as well with the son of Dynasty. I think first up, let's have a chance with Mike. And Mike, nice having you in town. And obviously, this horse was nicely placed today. It was question mark, the mile, but he seems to have handled it with aplomb.
Yeah, these were a little disappointed. He got blown in 2 1400s, but as I was saying to Shirley, it's a difficult distance sometimes, 14 for horses that go a mile. So they seem to go well in a 12 and well in a mile, but battle at the 14. But fortunately, he's owned by a man called Mr. Rattray, who's an old racing man, patient, knows horses. He's just left it to us from the day we bought the horse. And I must tell you, we're under pressure to go to the sales and buy. When he gave us a budget to buy one horse. It's not easy to buy one that can run amongst 500. But fortunately, we chose well and were able to support young Vaughan Costa, a new young breeder in the game. Well, not new in terms of family, but I mean, he's making his own mark and he's done very well and he's bred a very nice horse here. Congratulations to him.
This horse, you picked your spot. You said, let's bring him down and try him over a mile. And he's come through with flying colours, Mike. The way Gavin rode him, he was just switched off in front.
Yeah, he drew one, and I mean, I think when you get trapped one, you've got to take your chances. He was in the Dingons, he drew in the bush. There wasn't a point in having a crack at that. I'm not saying it looked like a soft race, but he is an above-average horse, and this was the right place to get his confidence back. And great ride from Gavin too, very good ride.
Whilst we congratulate your team, Shivali, and of course Mr. Rattray, just moving away from this win, Mike, we had a brief chat, yourself, Matthew, and the entire team. What a run you're having.
Yeah, we've got some nice horses, Dees. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. It's been a few years in the making, selecting horses, a good team around us, people that support. When we bought these 3-year-olds, the owners supported the stable in a big way. And fortunately, we now, the policy is to keep the best 3-year-olds in South Africa, and if they're good enough after that at 4 and 5, to export them. So, we went through a rebuilding phase and it's paid dividends, and, everyone's pulling solidly together, consolidated, I closed Durban. All of those things made a big difference.
Talking about exports, and you're now building your string for Dubai, is just around the corner, Mike.
Yeah, it is. We wouldn't have the strongest string for Dubai. I mean, Al Saim is going to be hopefully the one that we're going to put our hopes on, and for South Africa and South African breeding too. He'd be the best horse in my string there.
Well, all the best, and to give our best to Mike and Di and the entire team. Nice having you in town, Mike, and always a pleasure catching up.
Cheers, Dees. Thanks. I'll give my best to Mike.
Well done. That's Matt. Come through, Gav. Simple. That's the way it looked. I mean, from where I was watching, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, look, this is never simple, but big thank you to Mr. Lecoq for leaving the race to me. We didn't really want to lead these, but there was no pace in the race, and so we went pretty sedate and, set it to us, and, didn't let the ball fall in anyone else's court, and it just picked up really good for me going through about the 650, 700, and it was a matter of how far it is.
That's the way I saw it, because, whilst they were saying a mile, let's see how he goes today, he seemed to get stronger as the race progressed.
Yes, that's it. I thought he's a Lebanese horse. He almost did a lap of honour with me.
Sure. You took long to come back.
Yeah, he got going at the pull-up with me. So I almost did a lap of honour. But just wonderful to ride these horses. Big thank you to Mr. Lecoq and to Matthew and to Mrs. Lecoq and the whole team. They've got a fantastic team behind them. And to Mr. and Mrs. Rattray, always wonderful to win in their silk steeds.
Now, commitment from all you guys that are in the South African team. We've got the other 4 in Cape Town, yourself and Delpish here in KZN, but yesterday you would have launched it, and with all the international jockeys. How's the mood? How's the camp looking?
Yeah, it's very exciting. A lovely bunch of guys. Apparently 1 or 2 of them went to go ride work this morning, and they went to go walk the track, so they're here for business. But speaking to the English jocks, and they said they got their finger on the mark now. They're going to drive around Turfentine in Joburg for 3 or 4 hours. So when they get to the race course, they'll feel like they've travelled to a course, not a 20-minute drive.
Fantastic. And you guys, how are you guys going with your team and your rides? You would have had a look at it. You guys, obviously, the favourites.
Yes. Look, I think in every race, the internationals are on the key horse, but we've got chances around it, and we can be running a lot of places, and hopefully we'll pick up the wins.
Nice having you in town, and all the best for the rest of the afternoon. I know you got a couple of more rides.
Thank you very much, Dees.
Well done. Gavin Larena, the cock, number 3, Sir David Beard, has come through to beat number 2, Riker, and the minor positions were 7 and 6.